I'm joined by ABC News contributor and former Secret Service agent Donald Mihalek. Donald, you say the Butler incident was the result mainly of failures in coordination and communication. Now, 1 year later, where does the agency stand and are there improvements?
Yeah, I just wanted to take a moment to commemorate Corey Compatore and his family and their sacrifice on that day, which goes to the importance of the Secret Service no-fail mission. Now, if you look back for the Secret Service after September 11th, 2001, its mission doubled both on a protection front and expanded on the investigative front. To date, that mission expansion hasn't been met with the same resources, funding, and staffing that other agencies received after September 11th, 2001, which ties into the failures of Butler, Pennsylvania. And the failures of Butler, Pennsylvania, as President Trump said, came down to some broad command and control issues. They didn't establish command of the site in relation to identifying what the mission set was for the law enforcement officers, communicating clearly what there was required of the local law enforcement officers, and establishing some interoperability with the radios, and also making sure some technologies weren't used to compensate for some of the issues at the site, blocking the building, making sure the line of sight was taken care of, and making sure that the drones that were at the site were operational. But all of that, in my opinion, traces back to an agency that's been grappling over the last 20 years with resources and staffing issues, due in part to a mission expansion that has never been met with the same no-fail support by Congress and previous administrations.
Now, Donald, the Secret Service released a report last week outlining the changes the agency has implemented in the last year. Now, according to the agency, among the reforms implemented are policies to ensure clear lines of accountability and improved information sharing with local law enforcement partners. Now, a new Senate report released on this incident criticized the agency for, quote, insufficient accountability following the attack. Do you agree?
I don't necessarily agree, Ike. I mean, there's been 5 investigations in total. All the investigations, including the Senate investigations, looked at the same facts of the incident. All have come down with the same set of recommendations, ballpark 24 of which belong to Congress, who has yet to act on any of them, including evaluating whether the Secret Service should remain in DHS, looking at the protective mission expansion that the Secret Service had to absorb and whether that is in line with the laws and the legal requirements of the Secret Service. And also, the Secret Service, through its own investigation, did hold 6 individuals accountable for the failures that day. But I'll say again, looking back at what's happened to the Secret Service, the failures are more systemic, tracing back to that lack of funding and support that never followed after 9/11 and still to this day are not meeting the no-fail mission of the Secret Service.
Okay, you say they're not meeting the mission of the Secret Service. You just talked about those 6 Secret Service agents who were suspended because of their failures. Let me ask you this question. Was that punishment, was that reprimand enough? Do you think more needs to be done?
I think the Secret Service did a pretty thorough investigation along with the FBI and DHS. And through their investigation, they determined what the flaws were. And let's face it, the government's discipline system is sort of bureaucratic in nature. And what we saw the other day was the end result of discipline that was issued last year through an appeals process. And that's where the Secret Service landed on. So I'm confident in the Secret Service's discipline process, and I'm confident that they held accountable, to the degree accountable, the individuals that were involved.
Donald Mihalek, thank you.